guys, this is Toy from ShiGig coming at you. Today I have my Bermuda dual deck. This is an upgraded Reit deck with the new CBO1 stuff from Clan Booster 1 Academy of Divas. So the starter is First Lesson Archery. The skill is Forerunner Harmony. When this unit becomes Harmony, when this unit is Harmony, you can put this unit into your soul and then bounce the unit back and then draw a card. So it gives you a free advantage. Just has to be in Harmony. You also have to be a G1. So of course, since this is a deck, I run 4 Reits. She is from Extra Booster 10, Divas Duet. So her skill is Limit Break 4, Counter Blast 2. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked a Vanguard. You may choose 2 cards from your hand with dual and the card name. So discard them. If all the discarded cards are of the same name, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this unit. And this unit gets power plus 3,000 to end turn. This ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. And then it also has auto Soul Blast 1. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your regards with dual in this card name and return it to your hand. And as Lord. So it's really easy to get 2 copies of the same card. So in this deck, is you can really you search out copies of the same card all the time in this deck. So it's very easy to create hand advantage and to get the 2 cards in your hand of the same name to pay the cost. I am playing the Break Ride version, not the Legion version. I like the Break Ride more because it's more aggressive and has a better late game, while the the Legion version is more draw and hand size. So since it's Break Ride, of course I'm playing 4 mirrors. Her effect is Limit Break 4. When another Bermuda Triangle rides this unit, choose your Vanguard until end of turn. That unit gets power plus 10,000 and gains the skill Auto Counter Blast 1. When this unit attacks Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, return all your Bermuda Triangle regards to your hand and choose up to 2 Bermuda Triangles from your hand and call them the separate regards. And then during your turn, when the number of Bermuda Triangle regards you have is 4 or more, this unit gains 2k. And that's Lord. So it's very good. Break Ride combo with this deck is to Break Ride Reit. And then you go attack with regard, attack with regard, attack with Vanguard, Counter Blast 1, bounce everything to hand, call a column, and then restand Reit, attack with the regard column, attack with Vanguard, Counter Blast 1, bounce it back to hand, call another column, and then attack with regard. So you get 4 attacks with the regard, and then you'll get 2 attacks with Vanguard for 6 attacks. That's usually your final push. You do need 4 Counter Blasts to use this, and that's not too hard with this deck, so you can manage your Counter Blast pretty easily. So for grade 2s, we run 4 12k attackers. Becomes a 12k attacker if you have a Vanguard duel in its name, which is pretty much you will always have, except for grade 1 rides, because there are some grade 1s we play that are not duels. That's pretty much fun. And then other grade 2s we play is 4 dual Fantasia Lamry. SP. Alright, this card's effect is when this unit attacks, if you have a Reit Vanguard, this unit gains plus 2,000 power to end of that battle. And then when this unit is returned to your hand from regard, if you have a Reit Vanguard, you can search another copy of her. So she's good when you have a Reit Vanguard, because if you have a Reit, she'll be 11k attacker. And if she gets bounced, you can search for another copy of her. So that won't work if you have a mirror as your Vanguard, but if you have Reit, when you return to Break Ride, and you keep calling her every time you attack and use a Break Ride skill, you can look for 2 copies of her, and you can pay the cost for restanding, and you can still keep your advantage of the cards you discarded. So you minimize the cost. So it's very good. It's not Counter Blast at all, so it's very nice. Next we play 3 Roan. Dual Mini Heart Roan. This card is very good. It's meant to be your main grade 2 ride. I only played 3 of her because we have a grade 1 that does the same thing as her in the deck. Her effect is Counter Blast 1 card with dual in its card name. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if you have a Bermuda Triangle Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your other Bermuda Triangle regards, return it to your hand. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same name as that unit, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So just make sure for this one, and the grade 1 version, you have to Counter Blast a dual card and to bounce it. And then you don't have to choose a duel to bounce, you just have to have a dual Counter Blast. The rest of the grade 3s don't require a duel to Counter Blast, so you know. And the grade 1 copy of it, same thing, except for this one. This one has to bounce a card with dual in its name, so you can't. So if you're gonna bounce a non-dual card, you want to use this one to bounce. But this, so pretty much you'll bounce if the attack hits. You'll bounce a card to hand, add a copy of that card, and so if this one has to have a dual, the card you bounce, and counterblast a dual, this one doesn't. Yeah, because you choose one of your other regards to return to your hand. Yep, so it doesn't have to have a dual. 3 Shizuku. Also, if you're worried about getting these, you have 6 of them, so it's really easy to get the effect. So 3 Shizukus. This unit's effect is Harmony. Once returned, when this unit becomes Harmony, you may look up to 5. You may look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Search up to 1 grade 3 or greater card from among them, reveal to your opponent, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Since this is the break ride version, having the right card to break ride with is you really want to have that. So having 3 Shizuku, you can easily use this to search for the Reit if you didn't have that and stuff like that, or maybe if you need a grade 3 to stride, so that helps. Again, if you guys don't know how Harmony works, so this card has to be on the field already, and then you call a unit, it'll become Harmony. Then you can look. It doesn't work. They don't both have to have Harmony to get the effect. It just has to be on the field and call. Or if it's like this and you call it, you don't get Harmony again. So even though even though it was called, this already has to be on the field. Or if you use like Mirror's effect or Olivia's effect and you call them both at the same time, then it will be in Harmony. That's how it works. Because I know a lot of people are still confused about that. And then 2 Shandies to stride, just to help you keep striding when you're not ready to break ride yet, because it is late game and I'm not playing the limiters. Because again, it's kind of like the shop where you want to use it as your finisher. 2 Duo Clear Parasol Kura to Soul Blast 2 on Flip 2. This just helps you make sure you have the Counter Blast to pay for the break ride and to use your other effects. And then 4 of the Dual Perfect Guards, very good. 4 of the new Dual Crits. This is very good combo because if you have a Perfect Guard or any dual card and you have the crit, and if you stride, you can use you call the crit, use a card skill, bounce another card to your hand, draw, then use the crit trigger, put it back, put this back to deck, and then search +1, search for another copy of that card. So you can call the perfect card, use this and call this, use the great starter skill, bounce it to hand, +1, search for another perfect card, add it to your hand. So you got 2 perfect cards into your hand now, and you have an extra card from this card. So it's really good. So of course we're still running 12 crit and 4 heal. So it's a very rushed deck. You can create a lot of hand advantage in this deck easily. You search out multiple copies of your cards. You can easily create hand advantage by doing that. The only thing you have to watch out is, again, manage your Counter Blast wisely like you do with Harmony, and you should be fine. And it's really fun. It's not, in my opinion, it's not as competitive as Harmony. I've been playing the Harmony deck a lot more than this one because it's more consistent in creating advantage, while this one you do have to get the break ride, and it is later. So if you don't have the break ride comp, it kind of sucks and you won't get as much advantage, but it's still a very good deck. Very fun to play. Yeah. So as for the G-Zone, we were running 2 of the Fighters Collection, Legendary Prism Duel and Taria. This card's effect: if you attack and attack hits, you can bounce a unit to your hand, bounce a unit, and you have a dual heart, bounce a unit to your hand, look for another copy of it. So it helps you get another card in your hand, and it helps you get your dual, helps you create a hand advantage, helps you get enough to pay for Reit's cost, and other stuff. We play 1 Legend of the Glass Shoe Immerse, which is effect is when you place this on, when this unit is placed in Vanguard circle, you may choose up to 2 of your rear guards and return them to your hand. And then I play 1 Fluffy Ribbon Somni. When the attack hits, bounce a unit to your hand, call another unit, and it gains 3k. And of course, 4 Olivia. I just wish we had a boss dual stride, would be nice, but Olivia works. If you can't break ride into Reit when you need to, I would rather not break ride mirror over mirror. I would just stride, because that way you can get Olivia and you'd be swinging for the same amount as you would if you break ride, but you gain a crit and you'd be able to get that 3 drag check instead of 2. So it's very nice. instead of going break red over break red. Unless you already strode out of Olivia's. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more content, more deck profiles. I'll probably have some more gameplay of this decks coming up. And some more deck profiles. So, have a good day.